Hello again, everybody, and I've also got the Gruffalo here with me again today. He helped me last week read our class story, didn't he? And today he is here again because we are going to be learning more about the Gruffalo. Today we're going to be representing our story with our story map. Okay, so can anyone remember why we represent stories with story maps? Can anyone remember? Well done if you said that we use story maps to help us remember the story. We use the pictures to help us retell the story. It makes it a bit easier for us, doesn't it? And then we go on to learn our actions. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be representing the Gruffalo with our very own story map. Okay, so I'm just going to pop the Gruffalo here. It's going to be helping us. Okay, so in your work packs, you will have, oh, let me just get to the right page. You'll have this in your work packs. Okay, and what I've done is I've got some little characters for you. I've got all the main characters from the Gruffalo story, and what you can do is you can cut them out and you can stick them on lollipop sticks or straws or little cocktail sticks if your grown-ups have got those at home, and you can use them as little puppets just like we do in class. And what you can do is you can use them puppets then to help you retell your story. Okay, so I thought that would be a little bit of fun for you to do. And then on the following page, you've got a blank page for you to draw your story map. Okay, if you do run out of space, just use the back of the page. Okay, so let's get started with our story map. So if you want to, you can refresh your memory and you can watch the video of me reading the story again. I think it's really important to watch that as many times as possible to really understand the story, answer any questions about it, who the main characters are, sorry, and what the main parts of the story are, because that will really help you when doing your story map. So I've already read the story again, I rewatched it to help me refresh my memory, so I'm ready to start with my story map. So let's think about the very beginning of the story and what happens in it. So look, thinking back, who, that's our action for who is the main character that gets introduced at the very beginning of the story? Does anybody know? Well done if you said the mouse. Okay, and where was the mouse going? He was going in the deep, dark woods, wasn't he? Okay, so there are a few little actions that I've added there to help us remember. Okay, so I'm going to draw here the mouse walking in to the deep dark woods, so you can be doing the same thing at the same time. Or if you want to wait until I finish, that is completely fine. So I'm going to draw my mouse here. So remember, my drawing is going to be, oh, you can't really see that, can you? What I'll do is I'll cross that out and I'll do it in black. Okay. So, you see that a bit better? Yeah, that's much better, isn't it? So we've got its tail, it's got its big ears and its whiskers. Okay, that is the main character, the mouse. And the mouse was going in the deep, dark woods. Okay, so I'm going to draw some tall trees to represent the woods. Okay, add a little bit of colour in there. So I'm just rushing mine. So my drawing's not the best, okay, so please forgive me. But I know you always take such good care in your work at school. I know you'll be doing exactly the same at home. So I need to draw my arrow now because we're going to move on to the next part of the story. So I want you to pause me here and I want you to think what's going to happen, what's the main part that happens next in the story, okay? So I just want you to pause me and have a little think, okay? Okay, so moving on to our next part, we've got our mouse who's walking into the deep dark woods, and who, I don't know what's happening here, sorry about that, there we go. So who does the mouse bump into first when he was walking through the woods? Can you remember? Yes, it was the fox. So let me draw the mouse. Okay, the mouse meeting the fox. Got some pointy ears for the fox. Some whiskers. Okay, and can anyone remember where the fox lived? Under a rock. Well done. So that's my rock. And the fox said, "What are you doing, little mouse?" And the little mouse said he was going to meet who? The Gruffalo, with terrible tusks, terrible teeth, and with terrible jaw. Okay, so that's who the mouse met first. Then, who did the mouse meet? Have a little think. Well done if you said owl. So I'm going to draw the arrow now. So as you can see, I'm not drawing the whole thing that happened in that scene, because I know by looking at this picture, the mouse meeting the fox, I know in my head what conversation they had. So when I see that picture, I can tell the story just by looking at that picture, sorry. Okay, so it doesn't have to have a lot of detail. If we draw too much, then our story map will be a bit confusing. Okay, right, so next, the mouse saw the owl, okay, in his treetop house. So I've drawn my treetop house. I'm going to do a little branch, and then that's where the owl can sit. Okay, and then the little mouse is here at the bottom. And what does the owl say to the mouse? He says, "What are you doing?" And the little mouse says, "I'm going to meet the Gruffalo. He has," and then what does he have? He has orange eyes, some terrible teeth, and his favourite thing to eat is owl ice cream. So what did the owl do? He flew away. Well done. So again, I've only represented that with this picture here. I didn't draw the whole thing, but I could retell that part of the story really well because I've remembered the story and I've watched the video a few times and read the story a few times. Okay, so next, the mouse met another character. Can anyone remember what this character was? It was the snake. Well done. So now I'm going to draw a snake. Can we remember where the snake lived? Under a pile of logs. Well done. So I'm going to draw some logs here. Okay, and then we've got our slivery snake. Where's my green pen gone? Here it is. So we've got a slivery snake. Okay, and then need to draw my mouse. Okay. Okay, so the mouse came across the snake, and the snake said, "Where are you going?" And the mouse explained that he's meeting the Gruffalo, who's got orange eyes and his tongue is black and he's got purple prickles all over his back. And his favourite thing to eat, can we remember? Scrambled snake. So the snake slid off really quickly. So then, moving on to our next part, who can remember what happens next? So we've met the fox, the owl, the snake. Who does the owl meet now? The mouse meet now? It is the Gruffalo. So I'm going to attempt to draw a Gruffalo really quickly. So let me think. He has got I'll do it from the side because I want to show the purple prickles on his back. Okay, that's his arms. He's got his knobbly knees and his turned out claws. Okay, so let me find my purple pen. So he's got purple prickles all over his back. How else was he described? What has he got? Black tongue. So, and he's got terrible teeth. So I'm going to draw his terrible teeth, and he's got tusks. And what colour orange eyes? He's got orange eyes. Okay. So let me just quickly colour those eyes in. So again, not my best drawing, but I know you can do a lot better. Okay. Now I'm going to stop my story map there because what I want you to do is I want you to have a go at filling in the rest. So I'll draw some boxes to help you. So after the mouse has met the Gruffalo and they have a conversation, what do they decide to do? They go back into the woods, don't they? Who do they come across first? Next, they come across somebody else. Then they come across somebody else. And finally, what happens? Okay, so that's your challenge. I want you get that last little box in. I want you to have a go now at representing your own story of the Gruffalo with your very own story map, okay? I'll upload a picture of what I've done so far, or you can just use this video to help you. And then what I've done here, I've left those blank because I want you to complete the rest of the story map with the main parts of the story, okay? I look forward to seeing your story maps. Any questions, please ask. Okay, have fun. Bye.